post
those really don't get any better, do they?
I'm really running out of new things. I'm sure that we've had one that sounds like that already.
Life's rough for Oric.
Yeah. I'm not a musician.
Nope.
And you're also, this week, not a Hurricane Irma survivor. Welcome, everybody, to Too Soon
technically
Podcast,
he
episode
is.
22.
Am I dead?
He survived Hurricane Irma, just a couple thousand miles away.
It's pretty easy.
Just don't be in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we survived pretty well.
But
Ever.
I am in Florida, and I am one of the 4 members of the Too Soon crew, Trent, joined by non-Floridian Oric,
Aye.
non-Floridian Liam,
No.
and then Floridian Trey.
Guys, I didn't make it.
Yep, Trey died.
Trey's dead.
R.I.P.
And this week, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Audible, for sponsoring this episode of the Too Soon Podcast, and we'll talk more about that later in the episode.
Hell
But for
yeah,
now-
we still sponsored after last week. Let's go.
We safe.
2 weeks
We
in a
safe,
row.
people. But no, this episode's happening only thanks to very convenient timing. Like, I was out of power.
Episode would have happened
About-
anyway.
Me being honest.
Probably would have
saying.
been better.
Yeah.
Dang.
Probably would have been way harder for me to edit if I wasn't here.
Nah, it'd be
Why?
easy as hell.
Oh, you like censoring our imperfections?
No, I imagine like the clap and sync would be like at 6 different times in the audio tracks, and you guys would start recordings at 4 different times. I'd be like, well, I gotta.
What do you think?
Excuse me.
Stupid?
Do you really think we're
I don't know.
retarded?
Useless without you?
Like, let's be
I
real.
feel like- I mean, I have a pretty good idea that Liam could probably make sure
Oh, yeah,
it works,
thanks.
but
It would be
Liam
really
pays
fucking
attention.
hard to clap at the same goddamn time.
Man, I don't know how we do it.
Man, here, let's try. Oh, I fucking missed my own hand.
God damn it.
How can I
Oric,
live
you,
without
you
Trent
fucked
and
it up,
Diana?
Oric.
I
We need
just
to
slapped
start
my own
over.
elbow.
We gotta start over. You fucked it
Why are
up.
you such a goof?
Thinking you're so damn important.
Well, editing
For
is
those of you
kind of
who weren't-
important.
Yeah, that's true.
But for people out there who are either in the U.S. or just don't pay attention,
Yeah,
there's
if
a
you're totally
hurricane that
blind to the news, there's hurricanes.
Yeah. So there was the one that hit
Wait,
Texas
really?
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, crazy enough,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know if your power and your internet and your dog.
Yeah,
Cool.
I wouldn't know
My dog
because
had
of my
this.
power and internet. It's not like everybody is only talking about
I meant
fucking
him
hurricane.
because he had power through most of the storm versus a lot of people in our community still don't even have power yet.
Damn.
But
So who'd you blow to get your power faster?
NAFTA.
Don't worry about that.
But yeah, Hurricane Irma just came across Florida. It passed over where me and Trey live Sunday night, Monday morning around then, and we've been dealing with all the power lines and damage for the last few days. Our town, like I said, doesn't get hit particularly hard, but this time because the winds were really bad, a lot of power lines were knocked down. Actually, one day while me and Trey were driving around, we did actually see some power lines like just in the street.
Yeah, there's a lot of street lights not on.
Yeah, a lot of traffic lights not on too. So
Wow, the horrors.
I mean, accidents, man.
I mean, that doesn't sound nearly as bad as like other places.
I literally just said it wasn't that bad
Yeah.
a few minutes ago, because where we are, we're relatively close to the water compared to like I guess most places you can live in the United States. You know, as far as like coastal regions, especially, we're relatively close, but we are still far away enough to where we don't typically get massive flooding or anything, and also the infrastructure of where we live, it doesn't have like a lot of I mean, we do have a kind of micro downtown that does get some flooding, but we don't have like a lot of kind of buildings and structures and roads that can really create like that kind of massive flooding you'll see in cities. Some cities in Florida did get some pretty bad flooding. Like the biggest city near us, Jacksonville, did get some really bad flooding, and they're downtown because they're a big city with lots of space for that. So
Did you see what happened in Miami?
I haven't really looked at that much in the South. How
Basically
bad
looks
is it?
like, from the pictures I've seen and the memes, it basically looks like a Mario track. There's sand everywhere.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah,
I like
that's
how you
bad.
get your news from memes.
Yeah.
No,
I saw
I
pictures
saw the
and
picture.
memes.
I saw the picture first, and then I just looked up more about it.
I looked up more
And
memes.
I needed more
Miami
memes to
flooding.
confirm.
Memes.
But
your
my
One
prediction,
picture I did see was like the Mario Kart, like the start sign at the top, and then like a bunch of Photoshop pictures of Mario Kart.
Yeah, but I had predicted that like where me and Trey live wouldn't be hit that bad. I actually wasn't expecting the winds to be as bad as they were here for us because they did a lot more damage to the power lines and to some people's homes than I expected for our area, though. And just a few hours ago, I got my power back, and Trey was lucky enough to have his power on for at least most of the week.
Yeah.
You lost it for like one night?
Yeah, I'll say like one night.
But you guys both lost internet, right?
Yeah, I lost internet. Well, there's a outage earlier today for like a lot of people with the internet, but I'd say maybe like an hour it was down and then it came back up.
Only today?
Yeah.
So you had internet
once-
the whole time?
No, not the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of places still have no power. And they're
Yeah, it's
supposed
not
to get
fully
power
fixed,
until,
it's
like,
just-
Sunday. So
Yeah, Sunday is the latest for all the northern counties in Florida to be fully back up with power. I was actually expecting after like just how long it was taking that I was kind of thinking that I might not even be able to do anything till Sunday. But while just eating dinner today, someone brought a family member brought me some dinner, and just right in the middle of eating it, power kicked on. I was like, oh, thank God, I can fucking take care of shit finally.
I can do my
I can
podcast.
see.
I can wash my clothes and be in the AC.
Speaking of seeing, if a mugger came up to you guys on the streets and told you that he's either going to take your eyelids or your life, what would you do?
Smoke bomb.
You
But
can
no,
take
I mean,
my
I go to
life.
eyelids, I guess.
But how?
What do you mean, but how? The question is eyelids or life. It's not.
Yeah, how are you going to give
Yeah,
him
but
your
what's
eyelids?
the process of... Yeah, how are you going
I'm
to
sure.
give it to him?
I imagine a man that is asking for eyelids or life will just take my eyelids.
No, he's got no
Yeah,
equipment.
what if he has a gun? Like, he can't just shoot your eyelids off. He doesn't want... He needs your eyelids.
Well, I don't come with eyelid remover kits, so this is like a lose-lose situation. So
Yo,
basically,
he can just
he's
kill
gonna.
me. I don't want to look weird for the rest of my life.
Well, he's gonna have to kill me because I don't bring around like scissors that are.
Well, no,
specifically
in
designed
order
for-
to survive, you have to figure out a way to give the man your eyelids.
Yeah. He's, like, you're in
Well,
a,
how much?
What do you do?
Well,
You're in a-
am I? But
you're in an
I'm on
alley.
the street though, right?
No, you're in an alley.
I'm in an
You're not even in the street.
Alley?
What am I doing in an alley?
I don't know.
Do they even have alleys?
Jerking off
in,
behind a dumpster or something.
Okay.
Because I'm not
Usual,
gonna
right?
figure out how to remove my eyelids in an alley. Because I'm not gonna take some broken glass and try to go ham on my eyelids.
Take some broken glass.
So you're
like,
not
"Alright,
going to
hold
do
on.
that to try to live?
In that situation, no, because it's like, have you guys ever heard of the game called Heavy Rain?
Yeah. I didn't
That
like
sounds
it.
familiar.
So there's a scene in that game because it's like one of those like narrative games where it's more about controlling your character through the story than it is the gameplay. And there's a very infamous scene, and this is technically spoilers, I guess, but the game's like over 10 years old at this point, right?
Jason.
2007, probably.
Jason.
Jason. Yeah. So the whole
I thought it was
plot of the
Sean.
game is Sean is the
That's the kid.
Sean is the kid Sean is
Yeah,
the kid
wasn't
that's
there two
alive.
kids?
Yeah, Jason's the one that dies at the
is
start.
it?
He's the one who kind of triggers the plot.
And that you can walk around just like spamming his name, and then
It's like a
I
glitch.
vaguely
Jason.
remember a Let's Play or something of that.
Yeah, two best friends play made that game very famous from their LP of it on the
Do they
Machinima
still do
channel.
stuff?
Yeah, they have a whole channel called The Switcher where it's just their show,
Okay.
pretty much. And they have a podcast too.
I have a
It was very
podcast.
funny. We are podcast people.
But they are known as the Super Best Friends Play because now there's more than just the two of them.
Oh,
There was four for a while, but then the fourth guy left. His name was Liam, funny enough.
Ew.
wow.
But
It
Liam,
was
More
actually
than one
good.
Liam in this world? Who'd
It
have
was
thought?
Leon.
It was actually
What you
me.
said?
I was playing with them, and then I was like, "Fuck you guys! I'm gonna go join the Too Soon crew."
Trey, I
Wow.
think we
Follow
said
us on Twitter,
Liam's
@Too
name
Soon
on our
Podcast.
podcast.
That Leon kid.
Why'd you bring it up on the podcast? What if he listens?
Hope he does.
He's not
knows
gonna
that
listen.
He's famous enough to us talk about him.
Yeah.
He does or he doesn't.
He,
Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's like they say, you can't control what the dubs do.
Yeah, but that excellent question I just asked was recommended to me by our very own Oric in one of the descriptions for the podcast.
One
Like-
of the past descriptions,
yeah,
like
like,
weeks
long
ago,
fucking ago.
months ago, maybe.
I was
But yeah,
I was going
the-
through the descriptions. People should read those. Those are fucking hilarious.
Just read out exactly what gave the inspiration.
All
for
right,
this,
well,
if you have it
I need
open.
to find it. So you guys banter.
Banter.
He said
All right,
banter.
well,
Goddammit!
I guess I'll I'll explain, I
quiet,
guess,
don't say
that
anything.
scene though, because in that game, what's it called again?
Heavy rain,
Heavy Rain. That's right, Heavy Rain.
purple rain.
There's a whole scene about where you're put in a situation where to help find your son, the main character has to decide. Well, he's told, like, okay, if you want to get more information on how to save your son, you have to cut off one of your fingers, and he's just in a room, and in that room is a whole bunch of different tools you can use to cut off your finger. So you can just like saw it off. You can like get some rubbing alcohol ready so that when you saw it off, you can clean it. You can cauterize it after with like a hot knife. You can choose what to cut it off with. So like basically, you're in a room told, all right, either cut off your finger, get close to saving your kid, or just walk out and be a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole room is set up to find the most optimal way to cut off your finger. I would want to be in a situation like that with my eyelids, is what I was trying to say. Because instead of being in an alley trying to cut my eyelids off with some, broken glass, why not be in a room where I got some options to play with? Like maybe like a little pair of scissors or something. Or
Yeah, but you're not. So you're in an alley.
Well,
guy comes up to you, points a gun at your forehead, says,
He
"Take off
demands
your
your
eyelids or die," and you're just gonna die.
probably
Oh, yeah.
because
So Oric phrased it as, if a mugger came up to you and demanded your eyelids, do you give in? How? And that is from episode 18 of Butt Humming.
And wasn't it?
butt humming.
What's the next sentence?
Where can I go to buy spurs?
Oh no. Okay.
What?
I thought it was. What's the one where I say something along the lines of, "If this concept confuses you, too bad, because we never talk about it on the podcast."
I'll bring that up later.
Okay. Yeah, basically on the way to the nature center today, Liam just pulled up the Google Docs and looked at all the descriptions and was just reading funny parts out of them.
Yeah.
I was saying that
There are some
the
really
descriptions-
fucking good ones.
I think the earlier ones were better on average.
Yep.
yeah,
Actually,
don't
no.
break my organization
Well,
though.
after
spent a good
10,
while
they were
doing
pretty
that.
good. No, I'm looking at the Google Play Store. Hey, we're on Google Play. Check us out.
Oh wow.
Apparently, Nova doesn't get notifications from Google Play.
I
do.
do, but I get them like days later.
No, I
You
get
should
them.
open up the
I
app
get 'em
more
the day
often.
of.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as it's happening for you guys, and it's probably happening with most people, and then it's okay. I
Yeah,
was
the
just
only
worried
place
that it
that
was
gives
a
us
thing.
headache is Stitcher. If you're an avid listener on Stitcher, because apparently that's where most of our downloads come from.
Yeah, apparently thousands of downloads come from that, and like hundreds from
where
everything
it's
else.
fucked up.
I've never
Yeah,
been
where
to
it's fucked
Stitcher.
up. And I keep emailing them saying, "Hey, fix our shit so the episodes show up." And it's weird. I can kind of see them working on Stitcher because when I check it, like sometimes more episodes are missing. Then I go back, more episodes are there. I'm like, they are either fucking up or they're trying to fix it. I can't tell.
Either they're working hard or they're hardly working.
I don't think I've ever seen the Stitcher interface.
Yeah, I've never used Stitcher in my life.
Stitcher and TuneIn look pretty similar, to be honest.
Never used TuneIn either.
Yeah, thanks for the comparison. Doesn't help.
I mean, almost every podcast app, like dedicated podcast app, is really similar. To be quite honest,
I think the only dedicated podcast app I've ever used was the one that was like default to iPhone. or
Honestly,
whatever.
that was my favorite podcast app. Like, I don't like the Google Play Store. I don't like any of the other fucking podcast apps for Android. Like, I really like the Apple one.
Well, I don't like Apple, so.
I know, I don't like Apple. This is a shame.
I've
They
never
have
had
a
an
damn
Apple
good
device.
What do you guys
podcast
think
app.
of their new iPhone?
you can actually download iTunes on Android devices.
Yeah, but I'm not
Can't-
It
downloading
wasn't
iTunes.
iTunes,
It's
though.
fucking
It was
stupid.
the podcast app. It was just called Podcast, I think.
Yeah, and that's a part of iTunes, though.
Oh, what's your
Would it-
thought on
would
the
it come
new
as a separate app?
iPhone?
Well, it's a separate app on the iPhone, but it's all connected to the same store.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would only
Yeah.
want it if it was a separate app. And even then, I wouldn't want it because I don't listen to podcasts other than ours and ones that are on YouTube.
Did you guys see the new iPhone?
Oh, man, I was going to bring it
Yeah,
up.
I was bringing that. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
It
What?
looks
And the price?
It looks a lot like the
$1,000 starting price.
it looks a lot like the S8,
Looks a lot like every other smartphone.
and
Definitely not
You know-
revolutionizing the smartphone industry or
Fucking
anything.
Why are they
expensive.
skipping 9 though?
They
Windows
took
Because
did
it's
it,
away
the 10th
was
anniversary
made
of
it
the iPhone.
possible.
but Windows did it too.
yeah,
They
Windows.
skipped Windows 9.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
something that always bothered me. Why
Companies
skip
don't
9?
like 9. I don't know.
I'm gonna,
But it
I'm gonna
makes
look that
some,
up
it
and
makes
see
some
if I
sense.
can find like an answer, and I'll put that in the link dump. Check it out on YouTube.
It makes some
YouTube.com.
sense for Apple because it's the iPhone's 10th anniversary. So that like they're not calling it the 10th iPhone gen. They're just calling it iPhone 10 or X. But yeah, I mean, it looks. It's a nice.
Is the
looking
Roman
phone,
numeral for 10.
But there's nothing like to it that's particularly special.
Yeah, it looks like every other iPhone with a
The thing is, do
slightly
you think?
larger screen.
But guys, you can look at it and it'll unlock.
I don't want any
I
phone
don't-
to ever
yeah, I
do
don't-
that.
I don't want that really.
Like I
I
don't
mean, I
want
just open my phone by sliding it open. Like you just flick your finger up and it opens.
yeah, like,
What's easier than that?
that's
I'm sure this will
Yeah,
become
it
the future
opens.
and we'll sound like dumb shits or whatever. But right now, at the state that it's probably at, where it's probably not great, and it probably fucks up pretty frequently. Fuck that. I don't need it. And I don't know. There's scenarios where maybe you're not looking directly into the camera of your phone.
Maybe you don't have a face anymore. You
Maybe
lost some
maybe
eyelids.
you're
Maybe
a
your
fucking burn
eyelids are
victim.
gone.
I don't know. What happens if you're
Maybe
in a
you lost
fire?
them eyelids
Maybe you
and they
cut
don't
your
recognize
eyelids
you.
Yeah, maybe a mugger stole your fucking eyelids and you don't look like a human anymore.
Well, that's why the phone is going to have alternate ways to unlock it. Come on now, common sense.
So wait, what about ladies that wear like heavy makeup and then when they take it off and look at it, it doesn't
Yeah.
unlock?
Well, they got their thumbs. The thing is still
I
going to
think
have
it
fingerprint.
takes
You know what I
into
really wonder
consideration
about this
more
phone?
than
I really wonder that if you look in the phone and then just like look at yourself and you're just like, I wish I had more skin. You guys ever wonder that?
I don't ever wonder about having more skin because I've seen videos of people with loose skin, and loose skin is not fun looking.
I could
you
use
have
a
to
couple
look in
more
the mirror and wish
eyelids.
that you had more skin.
Does this concept confuse you? Well, too bad. That's
Well,
episode
now we're
16's
talking about it.
description.
Now let's clarify this topic.
That's episode 16's description.
Yeah, that was,
hard-ons and
yet
porta
another
potties.
weird description. So, have you guys ever looked in the mirror and wished that you had more skin?
No,
Yes or no?
Not at all.
Why
I'm happy
not?
with the amount of skin because I'm proportional.
Are you really?
No.
To skin to body ratio, yeah, I think it's it's a pretty 1-to-1.
Well,
right
what
now.
if
I
you
like
could get
it.
enough skin on the top of your head that it becomes like your own fedora?
No, the only reason why I would want extra skin on top of my head is if I can like jump off buildings and just have like a built-in like parachute on top of
What
my
if
head.
you just accumulated nothing but skin on your forehead?
You'd be Peyton
A
Manning.
fat
But-
bump
but, like,
just on your forehead.
Nothing like infinite amounts, or what? What are you talking?
You would lead
Like,
the
just,
NFL
like,
in passing yards.
You grow more?
Yeah,
What,
let's say
what if the
you
skin
get-
on your forehead was like the
let's say-
teeth of a beaver? Just keeps growing and growing, and you have to like bang your head against a tree.
Let's
in
say
order
you
to,
get
like,
really
stop.
fat, but it doesn't store, like the fat doesn't store anywhere else except on your forehead.
So now
Oh,
we're not
boy.
talking about fat. We're talking.
I'm just gonna cut it off.
Skin. We're talking about fat and skin. We're talking about stretching my skin in my forehead and getting a bunch of fat cells in it. That's just gonna be uncomfortable. That's weight, bro. That's a lot of
Nah,
extra. weight.
I never said fat. Trey brought fat.
I'm
Yeah.
saying fat
I'm
stored in
saying
your
just-
forehead and nowhere
just
else.
Skin, just folds of skin in the
Look,
shape of a fedora, like
Bo-
the one in your profile picture on Discord. That's
Bo-
that's what I wanted to bring it around
He
to.
needs to
That'd be-
change
that'd
that.
Ooh, I can have a hat for every occasion.
I basically just wanted to mention the fedora so that Liam would put the picture of you in a link.
I'm gonna have to put.
I
the
feel
link
like if you have
on that.
enough skin on your head, the sun can never like get in your eyes. You can just put it over your.
Yeah, but then you're gonna start getting really bad
Yeah, you got
sunburn
like
on your fucking
permanent shades on you. And what if it's
Can
such
I like
like
form
thin
it in
skin
like one
that
of
you
those
can, it's kind of
umbrella
like
hats?
it's like translucent?
head. Is it like scrotum skin or is it like?
Well, I
arm
think
skin?
the only reason scrotum skin is like scrotum skin is because it's just like loose skin.
I'm
So I
pretty
think
sure
it's
if it
just-
was like any skin, it would be like forehead skin.
Yeah, it would just be more of it, and then it would be similar to that of a scrotum.
Look,
Like-
I'm fine with having an extra scrotum on my forehead, but let's call
You're
it.
fine
as
with
is.
it? Like
Why
Yeah.
you fine
like
with that?
50-50, tomorrow you could wake up with that or not, and you'd be happy?
The only reason why though is because Botox exists.
Nah,
So
Botox
you're
doesn't
gonna
work
Botox your scrotum
for your
forehead?
fucking crazy
Yes.
scrotum forehead.
Look,
Wasn't it?
if-
Wouldn't that be
if
like
crazy-
expensive?
Also,
for
Botox is money, dude. Like, you should
Yeah.
be fine with it. Like,
Yeah, nah, I'm not spending money on
Yeah,
Botox.
I'm not fine with
That's
it.
fucking dumb.
well, fine. How about we just rip the Rooster Teeth thing and just do like $1 million, but format it that way?
$1 million, but you got a fucking scrotum on your forehead.
Well, is it just a scrotum or is it? Because if it's just like a ball
It's
sack,
scrotum skin.
I could deal with that.
Yeah, that's what a scrotum is. It's a giant ball sack on your forehead. No testicles, just a ball sack.
Nah, I could
I
deal
don't
with
think I
that.
want that.
Well, so the
$1
sack,
million.
just call it a sack. If there's no balls in a sack, it's not a ball sack.
So
it's
wait,
just a sack.
question: Does it grow hair?
Does
Yeah.
your forehead
The
grow hair?
scrotum
It
skin?
grows eyebrows. You could be really like, you could basically be a human emoji. You could just move your fucking skin around and be whatever.
You know what
So I
I've
have
actually been
eyebrows?
thinking about
I saw the
recently?
Emoji Movie. I got to give it a
Oh
review.
God.
Did you really? Why?
I did not watch it.
Okay.
You know
Thank
what
God, 'cause
I've
I
been
don't want to
thinking
talk
I mean-
about it.
I mean, if you want me to, just to tell you
No.
how bad it is, I will.
Yeah, please
No,
don't.
don't.
I don't really care.
Here's how that'll go. It was bad.
Wow, big
Done.
surprise.
Well, we could ask Liam to start watching movie, not the Emoji Movie, but just movies, because you were talking about the other day about watching more movies anyways. So
Well, no, I mean,
should give you
I
that.
had a list of movies I wanted to watch.
Alien and Aliens, yes, we know.
Yeah, and I just
Well, the
wanted.
list was
I wanted,
longer than
yeah,
that.
it was a lot longer than that. And I wanted to watch those over the summer because I was like, oh, I'll have a lot more free time on my hands. And then I had no free time on my hands. And then I never watched any of the movies other than Aliens and Alien.
Is
Well, if you wash your
Apocalypse
hands
Now
off your
on
dick,
that
you would
list?
have more
Yes,
free
it is.
time.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Judge Dredd?
Yes, both
It's a
of
good
them.
movie.
I watched.
know-
I watched the original Sylvester Stallone version at my school once.
Oh, that's actually on Netflix.
And chill.
The
I made
original
Trim
one or
watch
the old
the
one?
2012 one last night.
I think there's a ladybug on my Beatles poster.
Whoa!
You know what shocked me, though, is the doctor from the new Star Trek movies is that Judge Dredd guy.
Which one?
Oh, the
The
guy that's
newer
like
one.
the worst actor out of them all.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say he's the worst
I don't
actor. He's just
I
he's
don't
just
know.
doing
Like
his character.
I barely watch the Star Trek movies, but when I do, and I see this guy come along, I don't know if it's just the character because I don't know enough about Star Trek.
It's a character.
But
Like,
it's just awful. It's just bad. Like it's
Well-
just like I don't like when he's on the screen just because it's just weird.
Well, they're all very extreme caricatures of the original cast, so they're like emulating them pretty much like to T.
All right. Well, yeah, I was wondering because I didn't like hear anyone else complaining about it on the internet or anything, so I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
I
I'm
guess
and
it's
I'm not a
fine,
Star Trek
but-
guy at all, but I've seen like some clips and stuff. Oh yeah, this kind of ties into the so I went to Trey's house one night because he had power, I didn't, so I wanted to charge my stuff. And while I was there, I was just watching his Netflix. So I watched Judge Dredd, the newer one. That was a Blu-ray he had, and then I watched an entire documentary about Leonard Nimoy, who plays Spock in the original Star Trek.
Mihoy Minoy.
And I learned a lot about Star Trek from that documentary. It was really interesting. He passed away in 2015. If you
Yeah,
didn't
he
know,
did. They did an homage in one of the newer movies.
you know the Burning Man celebration that year was dedicated to him.
I mean,
The
I'm
whole
surprised.
thing?
The whole thing, they burned
How do you-
it, and it. Well,
What?
so the Burning Man celebration is just they they go in the desert, they build some kind of
But
monument.
there's a lot of
thing
people
to
that
burn.
die. Like,
Well, they constructed a whole thing because like it was in the documentary, a whole you know the Star Trek symbol that's on their shirt, like the arch thing.
yeah.
I don't know much about Star Trek. I just know that's the symbol for like the whatever group they're in, like the military, whatever it is. So they constructed a giant wooden thing of that with a little memorial to Nimoy himself in the very center of it with a bunch of pictures, and they just set that whole thing afire.
Well, they do that with a lot of things, though. That doesn't mean the whole thing is dedicated to that.
Well, I'm pretty sure Burning Man is they burn one because like this thing was massive.
I
don't
think
know
they
how many
burn a
things.
few things. I think they burn a lot of things.
Well, I imagine if it is a few things, it's probably like one thing a day because this was huge. This was like gigantic. This was like a building size.
It might be one thing a day. I don't know enough about Burning Man.
I don't either, but at
I just
some
thought it was
point,
like you go out there, you
Burning
build a bunch of
Mans
wooden
or just
statues,
Burning
and you
Man?
burn it.
it's well from what I understand of Burning Man is like they burn one giant thing at a time. I don't know if it's multiple giant things over a course of some days, but they made a giant ass thing for Leonard Nimoy.
What if
and it
I
was
went
really
there
cool.
and built a giant cross and burned it?
That
Like I
would be
did in
racist.
Brian's
Welcome to Too Soon
Minecraft.
podcast where orcs
I
and
imagine-
Nazi.
Yeah, well, it's for comical purposes.
I don't think it's for comical
That
purposes.
made me laugh.
All right.
Yeah, and if you
Maybe I
can't
should
make yourself
leave
laugh,
before
I also
something
don't
happens
have
to
the
me.
initiative to build a giant cross.
yeah, I was gonna say that like if you're gonna build a giant cross that can compete with Burning Man levels of giant wood things by yourself, it's pretty impressive. You should be like the world's best carpenter or something.
Well, probably not. It's just two big planks of wood. Just cut down two red oak. What are they? Is it red oak? The big
Redwood.
trees?
But I'm thinking of a cross that's on the
Redwood,
size of
yeah.
like a giant building, by yourself.
I'll cut down 6 of them, and then that's a giant building right there.
See,
I got you covered. See, Org Nova, best fucking carpenter.
Not
You know who's a
at all.
pretty
I'm a
great
carp.
carpenter? Jesus.
Orc the carpenter, Trey the electrician. Who will win? Trey's still becoming an electrician.
Wait, really?
Trying to, yeah.
What is the process for that?
Well, I'm trying to apply for the apprenticeship.
Okay.
So basically, do that for like, if I do get it, for like 3 months. Then after the 3 months, I get a higher pay, benefits, and I continue working for them. Basically, just start working for them. I guess under them directly. I'm not entirely sure after what happens after I'm finished with the training.
At any point in that that system, will you be flipping the switch for an electric chair execution?
Highly doubt it.
I think that's what they do when you graduate.
Wait, guys, I just realized.
You
it.
kill a man for graduation.
Guys, I just realized. So Trey
What?
is going to be an electrician. My dad is an
trying.
electrician. Is Trey
They're
my
already
dad?
friends.
No, they're not friends.
Son?
I'm pretty sure Trey is my dad.
Well,
Is that you,
maybe
son?
your dad from a different time.
Timeline.
Yeah.
How does your dad sound?
Like you? Oh my god!
Oh my god, like Trey. I never realized. My eyes
Like
have
an
been
older,
shut.
whiter you.
Oh, this is reminding me of that one movie with the Disney, the Meet the Robinsons.
That was a good movie.
Anybody ever see that one where the boy goes back to the future where he is?
He goes
his
back to the
family,
future?
but he's an orphan. You know,
Yeah, I remember that movie.
in the baseball. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what? There was baseball in that movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
a
was.
little bit. And then there's a T-Rex with the little arms. The little mini arms.
I just remember, wasn't it like the almost exactly the same animation style as that movie about robots that like
Robots?
make babies?
iRobot?
No, it's
I'm
like
pretty
it's
sure
like
you're
kids-
thinking of robots.
Is it just called robots?
I think
No, it's
so.
iRobot.
No,
Yeah, it's just
Robot's a
robots.
different movie,
Smith
but
movie. Damn it.
robot.
It was like Rodney something bottom?
Rodney Cumberfuck.
Copper bottom. Rodney
Like he was like
Copperbottom, I
really
think.
big for a while too. I don't know. I the guy who played whoever that
I
was.
played the PS2 game for that movie.
I played the GameCube version.
Did you have to make a baby?
No.
No, you just run around the platform. It was like an
Damn.
action. It was like a. Yeah.
You
It was
got
kind of
bang.
like Shrek 2, the game.
I'm a fan of the baby making process.
Baby Making Simulator 20.
You just get some
11.
Amazon Prime and build it like IKEA.
Oh, I just had a flashback to that movie where like they actually decided the gender of the baby by like an extra nut. Like you guys remember that
Yo,
part?
they gave
Where,
it
like,
the nut.
Because like they pulled the baby parts out of the box, and then after like they're almost done assembling the baby, they like hold up like an additional nut to decide if it's a boy or girl, and they screw it on.
But why wouldn't they just build it as an adult?
Yeah, I know. Why would you build a baby? That's the most annoying thing you could possibly do.
I don't know.
Like,
don't
I mean,
live in
I
a
understand
society.
building a bear, but jeez.
Build a bear workshop.
Would you
Have you
build a
built the bear,
baby
Nova?
with?
I
never
have
a bear
built
at
several
workshop.
bears at Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Would you build?
I was
a,
once
if
invited
you
to a
built a
birthday
baby,
party.
Wait, if you
I
guys,
did not build a baby.
if you build a baby, would it be able to run before it can walk?
This is just
Well, if
referencing every other
Liam's just
podcast
calling
we've-
back so much.
I mean, if you go to Build a Bear Workshop and you ask for the right parts, I'm sure you can have a bear that can run before
Guys,
it walks.
who's
Hey,
that on
do
the
you guys
phone?
have
It's Liam
human
because he's
flesh
making
that I can build this
callbacks.
child? Instead of stuffing, can I get like organs?
Just get some organs
Make
up
this
in
real.
here.
Can I get the cashier's heart?
Yeah.
Just shove it in there.
Yes,
That's
I want
just
your
how
heart.
dedicated Build-A-Bear Workshop is to your child's experience. Hashtag
We have
ad.
one question for you, sir. Will it be debit or credit?
Cash,
bitch.
motherfucker. You can
Well,
only
I feel
buy illegal organs in cash.
I'm pretty sure you can
buy
only
anything
buy
in
illegal
cash.
I like how I
organs in
just
cash.
made it like I said that like I know. I have no
You haven't
fucking idea.
Yeah, you haven't been on
Black
the dark
market
web,
organs.
sir.
You could probably get some get a bank loan for that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a bank loan for anything if you lie.
Yeah, it's for
enough, I
a
suppose.
new heart. Wait, no, I wasn't supposed to
For
say
my
that one.
bear?
My bear. I feel
My
like
bear really
I feel
is
like
a
every
heart.
statement is more convincing when you say it as a question.
Bear?
No, I don't
my
think it's convincing.
bear?
But before we are convinced
What do
the
you need
audience
this
to
loan
do more
for, sir?
child neglect, let's go ahead and take a
Bear?
break.
Are we gonna take
And
a
come back.
break?
Maybe
Maybe.
with some user submitted questions that didn't get sent.
Yeah, we don't have any questions. 'cause
Make
nobody
sure to
likes talk
send
us.
your user-submitted
Yeah.
questions into the past so that we can open them up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
In
you want to
our
send them
present.
into the past, tweet us I'm having a hard
Let's
time.
just cut there. Just cut right there.
Tweet at us at Too Soon Podcast on Twitter and email us thetoosoon@gmail.com.
All right, people,
it.
we'll be back with the
Please.
second half of the show after a quick little break with our sponsor.
For the listeners of the Too Soon podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I'm dyslexic, and for me, reading doesn't come easy. When I was introduced to audiobooks, it honestly changed my life as a student. Instead of spending hours on just a few chapters, I was able to finish my reading assignments in a reasonable time, obtain a greater understanding of the material, and actually enjoy books in general. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/toosoon. Again, that's audibletrial.com/toosoon for your free audiobook.
And right. So, have any of you guys seen the new movie It?
No.
No.
I saw the original TV miniseries back in the day, but not the new movie with Man Clown.
Yeah, so if you're interested in fucking listening to It, you should check out Audible. Thanks to our sponsors. Alright, so, a question from one of our fans, aka us, because we're our only fans, because nobody listens to the podcast. Is Trenton always wrong, or is Minecraft actually cool? That's from episode 14.
Wait, what?
We talked about Minecraft in episode
Oh,
14.
that must
Yep.
not have been a me.
Yeah, no,
was that
that's
the
the-
episode I was not in?
Yeah, that's the episode you weren't on, and that's from the description that I wrote, because I'm the best.
I was going to say, that does not sound familiar, and when have we ever talked about Minecraft on this show?
I think we've,
So-
touched on Minecraft.
If
And I feel like-
Chin isn't wrong, then Minecraft
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, Minecraft is the best.
It's definitely...
Minecraft is a classic,
Yeah.
for sure.
We got to get back
But-
into Minecraft, boys.
It's very stretched out. It's less about the game itself, more about Minecraft, which is a whore.
And it really fucked up the whole early access shit by inventing it.
Yeah. Like a beta that was out for longer than the actual
Years.
game.
I think now it
Yeah,
Nah,
by
at this
now
point,
it's
it's
probably
probably
surpassed
longer.
it.
But
the beta was out
you could
forever.
argue that the game itself is just a beta because of the weird updates that they just come out with, where it's like, hey, we got fucking rabbits now. Hey, you want a glider?
Hey,
There's
you want
that.
rabbits? We got
Parrots?
rabbits.
Huh?
There's
Parrots?
birds. There's parrots. There's burning crosses on your lawn.
No. Jeez.
It's a new
Oh
Minecraft
my
update.
God.
What? It's not me.
All right, I'm gonna have
Maybe I
to.
should
I'm gonna have to
check it out for
Photoshop a
building
picture
crosses
for this for this week's episode.
A
Or
burning
go to
cross on
and
Minecraft.
just
Oh no, I was
Take a
gonna
screenshot.
I was gonna Photoshop a picture of you with a Hitler mustache.
We're gonna play Minecraft. Is that
I don't
what
think I
we're
want that
doing?
on the internet.
Sure about that?
I haven't really had the chance to play any games the last few days, really, besides what's on my handhelds.
I've been playing a lot of Rock Band.
Oh yeah, it's like 2006. Is it?
No, like 2016 or 15 maybe.
Didn't
Oh,
a lot
shit.
of their stuff go on sale because it was made by Mad Cats?
I don't know.
think.
It's called. I mean, I literally bought it like a couple days ago. So
Don't you
I
have to,
used
like,
to
buy the songs
play that a lot as a
individually?
kid.
yeah, I didn't buy the songs individually. I bought the packs because they were significantly better deals.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
I only bought 2 of them because I only wanted Iron Maiden and Megadeth.
I only ever played that game when I was on a cruise ship and we played Hotel California to no end.
Because or it only goes on cruise ships?
That's
I
all I
remember
do.
One time at Walmart, they had it near the. For some reason, they set like a demo area near the women's clothes section. So I just played it.
Huh.
A bunch of women
Interesting
were kinda
target
just staring at me.
demographic.
Well, no, that makes the most sense in my opinion, because you're gonna have people like kids and what's called husbands
true.
and boyfriends. They're being dragged to go and fucking shop
Yeah,
at
they're
Target,
hating every moment
and
of
they
it,
don't
so
want
it's like,
they don't
hey,
want to
babe,
be in
I'm
the
just gonna
women's
play
section.
this.
So I'm gonna play some Rock Band. I like
Forget
There's
that.
only
about
Eye of the
that
Tiger
way.
too.
It's the copyright strike.
Can that happen on a podcast? I guess so, right?
I don't see why not.
On YouTube, it can.
Really only on YouTube, yeah. Because there's no. Because the only thing that could really do that, like just scan our shit, would be Libsyn, and then all the other places would have to go through a little more work to see what happened in the episode.
I actually
Right.
think the last time I checked, one of our podcasts were non-monetizable because we used a copywritten song or something.
Really?
The one I did.
Oh, was it like
no,
the
on-
first one where we actually used like a real song from the 50s or whatever?
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah,
Copyright strike,
YouTube
but-
was like,
but
nah.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah, but that only doesn't matter. That really only matters if you're trying to monetize every single video.
No.
Yeah,
So-
that's if we were actually making money off this podcast. But now we are. Now, thanks to Audible. Thanks, Audible. You the bomb.
Yeah,
Audibletrial.com/too soon.
Yeah, our sponsors, like the ones we read on the show, will be the ones that will help us the most in the future. So, if you like the show and you're there,
Give
I
us
mean, I don't
money,
believe you.
please.
If
I don't
you're
believe
there,
that you're there.
please.
The numbers are
Please.
there, but
If you exist.
no one has said anything.
Oh yeah, actually, something about numbers that I just realized. Actually, didn't just realize, just remember that I realized. We just recently surpassed 10,000 downloads.
Yeah.
It was pretty
All-time
fucking
downloads.
big. Thank you.
Yeah, but
Thank you to all of our
where are
viewers.
you?
Yeah, where are you? Like,
Literally
just,
say just one word. Just say the word.
just follow us on Twitter at
Just
Too Soon
tweet us
Podcast.
the word. You don't even have to follow. Just tweet us the word
No,
word.
don't
Or
even-
hashtag word at word. And then
You don't
there.
even need to tweet us. Just follow us.
Just someone somewhere say the word and we'll know.
Yeah, comment on
Shout
YouTube.
out to the T-Gizzle TV people that actually listen to the podcast.
Please
Oh, yeah.
send us your dankest memes.
And the ones
Yeah,
that have
send us
already
some
gone through
memes.
with the Audible trial. It's very
Yeah.
helpful.
Yep. There
We
are some
appreciate that,
viewers in my
fans.
Twitch stream that do actually, and people I know from Twitch that do actually try to actively listen to the podcast,
I'm
and
glad.
they actually usually just direct feedback to me because they know me more than you guys, but they're like, yeah, pretty funny stuff. I'm
They
like,
tell
huh,
us it's bad, right?
email me please.
But make sure to tell me that I'm your favorite member of the podcast.
Yeah, and then when he's not around, tell
favorite.
me.
Yeah, then
And
tell
then when
Oric,
I'm not
then
around,
tell Trey, but
do
never
whatever.
tell Trenton. Never.
Just tell him it's a good show, and then just kind of mumble when you say his name.
I don't want to go through all the extra effort. I could just change everything he said to like, yeah, just always tell Trenton. He's
Yeah,
the
you
favorite
could,
member.
but it'd
Never
be pretty
tell.
obvious.
It'd be pretty obvious, but it'd be pretty funny.
It's like somebody else's voice.
That would
Hashtag
be-
I'm not your puppet.
Just fucking like Microsoft Sam. Like,
no, we should use
Trenton
Microsoft Sam.
favorite.
We should use that. We should use that one website that Trey showed us.
Oh yeah, the guy that sounds super concerned. What is
what?
that? There's like a text to speech guy that just sounds really fucking
Hello! Like always yelling.
concerned. You gotta send us that link, Trey, so that we can put it
Yeah,
in.
fine.
Now it's got to go in the
fucking
link
funny.
dump.
It's so weird. Maybe Trenton can just record
It's what
something on his
another
own and put it
podcast
in
I used to
here.
watch
Dub
used
it
to
in.
do. That's
Give
what
you
they used
more
to
work.
use.
Who knows? I might make like a like a poetry slam outro like one week instead of doing a song. Just like get him to like read like some kind of like just generic like stand up poetry slam poem and just have that go on for like a minute.
Just
I can do, like,
just
a
copy
pretty
and
fucking
paste
savage.
the revolution will not be televised. You know what? That'll be my recommendation for this week. Not that we're there yet.
Don't do it now. We're
Well,
not
I
even
mean,
close.
Spoilers.
We're like 30 minutes in. Let's calm yourself.
I'm calm.
All right, cool.
I just like that song / poetry. But speaking of poetry, I'm in a poetry class, kind of basically against my own will, because I'm a writer, but so I wanted to stick with any kind of writing course rather than some other bullshit that really doesn't matter. But I'm not a poet, and I don't really like poetry that much, unless there's music involved. And we recently did, or the last class we did one of those workshops things that writers do, where it's like you all bring in a shit ton of copies of your thing, pass it around, and everyone takes notes on it. And
I fucking hate that.
You spend like 30 minutes just like circle jerking each other, telling each other how great you are and all that stuff. And when it got to my turn, I think like 2 people said anything. So I was like, well, I'm not a good poet. But I mean, it was really like, to me, it was just entertainment value of that.
What'd you write?
Oh, I just wrote some poem about the difference between baseball as a kid and baseball as a high schooler. Oh. It's not good. I mean,
you should have wrote about Minecraft.
It's Mein Kampf.
That too.
Well, it's funny because I'm the only guy in that class, and it's just really funny to watch a bunch of girls trying to find compliments to give your work, but just not succeeding. I mean, they're like, "Hey, I like the baseball part." I'm like, the whole thing. Like, what are you talking about?
I like baseball.
Hey, you know the ball you throw over the plate? Keep doing it.
I like your choice in sport.
Capitalize.
Hey,
but
guys.
to be honest, I'm not very good at faking compliments either. I don't know if that has come across in the past 22 episodes, but I'm not good at faking anything.
Past 21 episodes, so you're listening to 22 right now.
All right, 21 and a half, motherfucker.
Hey guys, I want to make a quick callback right here. Speaking of baseball, I'm 1-0 in my fantasy football league.
This
This is Liam's sports second.
All right. Hey, but before we go into the fantasy, I do have a sports-related question I wanted to ask, I guess, Oric, really fast about baseball, because it's been quite a few years since I played baseball.
Same with me, but sure, go ahead.
Well, you actively watch it way more than I do.
Well, not really.
All right, well, you care about it more than I do.
Okay.
All right, so you know the concept of the term ball, not the ball itself, but a ball when you go to bat.
Like, opposed to a strike.
Yes.
Yes, I am familiar with ball.
All right. Explain it really quick.
Are you not familiar? What?
No,
all right.
A ball is out of the strike zone. A strike is in the strike zone. There you go.
And the strike zone is anywhere from
the waist to the shoulders, right?
I don't think it's shoulders to knees.
Knees?
What did you say?
I thought it was...
Yeah, it's not
the waist.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit the fucking plate, that's not a strike.
No, I said waist, not base.
Oh, I thought you said base. No, it's I'm pretty sure it's knees to shoulder.
That sounds about right, though.
Yeah, and it's like within the width of the plate. So it has to go over the plate and between your shoulders and your knees. So that's why shorter batters technically have a bit of an advantage.
The reason why I asked, though, is because I believe it was, Trey, you were on Reddit when we were looking at a curveball.
Yeah.
It was like a gif of it, and he got really confused on if it was, because like it was a curveball, if it would count as a ball.
I wasn't confused at all.
When it passes the plate, it has to be in the strike zone.
I know.
Yeah. I remember.
Once it's on the other side, it could be wherever the fuck it wants.
No, I wasn't confused. I was just saying, if he didn't swing at it, then he would have been fine.
If he didn't swing at it, what?
They threw the curveball, and at first it was over the plate, but then it wasn't.
If it passes over the plate in the strike zone, it's a strike.
No, it went out of the strike zone, but he swung at it still because for a moment it looked like it was going over it.
Right, that's a curveball.
Yeah, so I'm saying if he didn't swing at it,
if he didn't swing at it and it didn't go over the plate in the strike zone, then it would be a ball.
Yeah.
All right, so that was your question?
It sounds about right for sports.
Okay.
Anything else?
Anything else about sports that we're going to talk about?
How do I know if my dog loves me?
Why do baseballers wear tight pants?
So it's easier to run.
And they're also not that tight.
I've worn them before.
Is hockey like baseball?
They're form-fitting and stretchy.
Yes.
They're form-fitting in certain areas and like baggy in others.
Why would I ever want to slide in dirt?
To be safe.
Yeah, so you don't lose.
Have you guys ever played
And
baseball?
it's also pretty fun. What'd you say?
Have you ever played baseball?
Have
Yes.
I ever played baseball? Yes. I played for about 14 years. And then
On and off.
high school.
It was a
ruined.
rocky relationship. Yeah, he started cheating on baseball with his horror lacrosse.
No, well, I mean, okay, sure, but only because high school changes the mentality of your teammates to, instead of being your teammates, they are your real competition. Because everyone is just vying for the coach's attention and playtime.
Gotta get them scholarships.
Yeah, it's all for the scholarship and not for the game or the team. I was raised with the whole concept that, like, your team is, like, right next to the level of your family. Like, they're right next
Mighty
to
Ducks.
each other, and you
Mighty
treat
Ducks.
each other like you would
like
a
dogs.
family member. But then all of a sudden you're in high school and everyone hates you and because you took their position because you're better than them, and then takes advantage the first time you make any mistake and they blow it out of proportion to take your position or their position back. And yeah,
So when does the baseball team vent all their frustrations with just some rough locker room sex to vent out all their frustrations?
I don't
feel
think
like
that
this is leading
happens.
there.
That's on
I'm not saying everybody in the
Thursday.
team.
That's on Thursday. Wait, like every Thursday.
God
of the
damn it,
week?
Jim.
No. This
You missed
Thursday.
you missed a catch.
This Thursday.
and I want to start. I'm short. I'm the better shortstop. Meet me in the locker room on Thursday. We're gonna start. It's like, man.
Yeah,
what I don't
there-
understand
There's a
is-
designated day for all high school baseball players and college baseball players, and it's called September 14th, and they just all bang.
September 14th.
Batter up.
specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this Thursday.
All right,
We're
Well,
recording this on the 13th.
that is
Just
that is a
date us.
look behind the
Shit,
scenes.
it's Wednesday the 13th.
So is it only baseball players? Can they allow
No, hockey and football and all those other games. Those aren't
Can we
different
join?
days. No, you
Can they
can't
let
join.
us
You
join?
gotta play baseball.
Look, if you're the water boy, then you
Hey.
can film, but that's it.
Yeah, you can sit in the corner and jerk off if you want, but that's really it.
only watch, no touch?
I remember
Yeah,
on
no
the football
touch.
team we had a water boy named Agapeo, and everyone just called him Aguapeo. Until he ran around the field in his underwear, and then he got kicked off the team.
Smart kid. Smart kid.
That's a kid that didn't get a chance to let
you
out
tell
his
us
sexual
why
frustration
he
with the
did that?
team. So
Yeah,
I think
see,
he was like told to do it by someone else, and
like, "Hey,
that's
I'll-
all it took.
I'll meet you on Thursday if you do this.
you can hang out on Thursday. Well, no, I think for football players it's like Friday or Saturday. It's one of those days. Not 100%
Wait,
sure.
wait,
Never
wouldn't it
played
be
football.
would it be before or after their game of the week?
It
Before,
would
right?
probably, yeah, it would be before. You got to get all
They
that
only
frustration
play
out
one
before you
game a
play.
week.
Yeah, football you play one
Well,
game a week.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
football you
Okay.
So for whatever game day is for the team, whatever sport it is, it's got to be one of the days before.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Well, I mean, it's
it just can.
recommended. What is this?
I wouldn't even say it's recommended.
This is some stupid, shitty improv, right?
This is my favorite
not an
thing to
improv,
do,
it's
though.
just-
It's just like, if you give me a
it's
topic, I can
hypothesizing.
talk about it like I am 100% convinced about it.
Yep. I am
Look.
capable as well if interested enough.
As soon as I'm
Which,
disinterested, it's fucking over.
If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, it's not going
Mark's
well.
really interested right now.
Like I
really
said, I'm not
interested in
good
gay
at hiding
sex.
my true feelings about its subject.
He doesn't want to, he knows he never participated on Thursday, so he doesn't want to
Yeah,
give
or-
any false
Or
I
remarks.
never
hid in the
participated
locker.
any day of the week. He sat in the corner.
That sounds about like Oric.
Is that
Nah,
the
that's
first
more
time
like
you've
me.
ever called me Oric?
No, I wouldn't say the first.
I'd say
One
the
of them.
first.
I wouldn't say the
I've called you
last.
Oric before.
There's number
Don't.
It's just I mainly call you Nova.
Yeah.
2.
It just sounds weird coming out of your mouth for some reason.
Is that right,
What the
Oric?
fuck was that?
That's Milo. He can
I
hear
thought
it.
that was
I don't
you.
know. He knows when to say something.
Oh my god, Milo's the greatest.
Well, going back to baseball for
What
a
special
second.
dog.
From my experiences, I would say, and it's odd that this is the case, that high school and college baseball players are some of the most arrogant human beings.
Oh yeah, they're super douchey.
But That would have made sense in like the 40s when baseball was America's
when baseball
pastime.
Was popular.
What?
When baseball was popular?
Yeah, when people didn't look at the sport like we were wasting our time. Like, there's so many people with the opinion that watching baseball is boring, which I totally understand coming from a person who doesn't play baseball.
But it takes no skill.
Well, that's retarded. Like, all right, join the fucking Yankees then. See how long you get.
I don't understand how you can enjoy sports.
Oh yeah, wasn't there? Did we talk about that person?
No, but I'm very curious.
There was a person that was like, sports are stupid or something.
Yeah, in my live stream chat, my whole chat one night had an entire conversation based on one guy in my chat talking about.
Oh, was that the conversation you said you wish I was there for?
Yes, you would have loved that.
I would have been mad.
Because like Orc just mentioned with baseball, like it's totally cool, like it's totally understandable even to not like sports.
Yeah,
and
you're allowed to.
No, I
like
totally
it.
understand people who don't like baseball because it's like, well, did you grow up playing it? The answer is usually no. And then it's like, all right, then I perfectly understand your position. This looks like a game with a bunch of people just standing in a field and occasionally something happens. But when those few seconds go by of something happening, the amount of pure skill and practice that goes into that actually happening is probably more
some impressive
skill per second than most other sports. So that's my little rant.
That's
Also,
my rant.
Plus, isn't baseball the highest paying sport?
No, basketball for sure.
Was like 10 years
Basketball is
ago.
100% the highest paying sport.
Is it?
I would
Huh.
say
That was
I
baseball.
believe on average it's not, but I believe the highest paid athletes in the world are baseball players.
Well, it used to be A-Rod for a long time, but he's
Yeah.
now retired. What was
A-Rod?
his salary? Like $30 million a year, something like that?
Yeah, something crazy.
It was Sal's. His salary was Sal's.
Sal's Pizza?
Actually, now that I think
inherited
about it, I
salary.
think soccer players are paid more.
Really? I know that it used to be, like, around 10 years ago when I was most interested in keeping up and watching baseball games. That was when baseball players were the highest paid athletes. I don't know if that is still the case or not.
Yeah,
Probably a
so
Google search can tell us the answer.
yeah,
Probably,
so
but my keyboard is loud.
the top 5 paid athletes for 2017 are Ronaldo, LeBron James, Messi, Federer, and Durant.
Durian fruit.
Yeah, there's in the top 10. There's no baseball players.
Yeah. 4 years ago, it would have just A-Rod would have been number 1, but then that's it.
We are number one.
In 2013, number 1 was Tiger Woods,
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense too.
and A-Rod wasn't in the top 10.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, what am I thinking? Then go back further, because I know that there was a long period of time where A-Rod was the highest paid athlete.
2012, A-Rod is not on the top 10.
Really? What the
Yep.
fuck?
Mayweather and Pacquiao are number 1 and 2 for 2012.
Well, I'm thinking further back then. Keep going.
All right, I will continue to look. Continue to vamp.
Anybody remember the Matt Stone and Trey Parker creator of South Park movie about basketball?
Basketball? Yeah.
Basketball.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure. How do you not know about this?
I don't even know
what you're
about
talking
it.
So like
It's on
around,
Netflix.
Like, is it? That's great. So it's a movie that Matt Stone and Trey Parker created for South Park. They made a movie about what if they combined baseball and basketball and made a professional sport, and they both star in it.
I think I've used the word basketball before, but not in reference to a film, just in reference to the possible sport.
And it's very South Park. It's like definitely worth watching.
Is it animated or live action?
No, it's a live action that stars both of them playing. Like they made the sport. It's a thing in the movie.
What the
So
fuck?
like so the way that it looks like a baseball diamond, but if I remember, because it's been years since I've seen this, if I remember correctly, home plate is a garage door with a basketball hoop on it.
What was it?
You
Sarcastic?
have to have a garage door there?
Well, it's in like an arena.
So
It's
they
kinda
built a
similar to, like, an
garage
arena
door in an arena.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So A-Rod was on 2011, but he was 8.
Really?
He,
Well then,
he wasn't even top 5.
why
that
am
before or
I
after
so
he slept with
certain that
Cameron
he was the
Diaz?
highest paid athlete?
Maybe
the amount of times I've been told and have told that to other people back in the day of me thinking this was real. Was I just spreading lies?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I'm pretty convincing.
I don't blame you. I
What a
don't blame you,
shitty guy.
You know, you can't control what the doves do. So
God damn it. That was a saying that Trenton is trying to have catch on that he made up in the spur of the moment.
There's a TV in the background.
But I would highly
and
recommend
some
that
lady
you of all people
screaming.
because you do like baseball and South Park. Go watch basketball.
Okay.
Is it kind of like what was it called? Sarcastiball in South Park? Was that what it was called? It was like really sarcastic sport, or whatever. No, I don't know.
Oh, and a fun fact about basketball, Oric, the ball is a basketball. Like it's the size of a basketball, but it looks like a baseball.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it inflated or is it a baseball? Like is it a giant
Yeah,
baseball?
I think it's basketball. It's like a basketball with a baseball wrap.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
wait, I can't remember, Liam.
No
did they,
point to that.
I just think it was like a kickball. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
I was
about
gonna
it.
say,
The only
like,
reason
I-
a baseball
I
looks
think
like a
they kicked
baseball is because of the seams that you can manipulate to throw different kinds of pitches. So if pitching isn't a part of the sport, then the ball wouldn't have those seams.
Are Dippin' Dots common for your guys' like sports arenas?
What the fuck?
Yes, they are.
Weird question.
Also, A-Rod is number 16 on the all-time list.
Damn. I must have spread some lies.
Yeah, you
Fucking
spread a
Cameron
shit
Diaz with all
ton.
his money. That's why.
That's fine. He almost moved. Basically, he was almost my grandparents' neighbor for a while, but then he
That's pretty
bailed out
fucking
of
cool.
the deal, or at least there were rumors. Who knows if they're true? Maybe those are more lies.
Yeah, or you gotta stop spreading lies, man.
He saw your
I don't know.
grandparents. And then,
When I say things and I say them with reasonable seriousness, people just believe me, and that's good. I've been bestowed with some great powers and
You
zero
gotta stop, my
responsibility.
man.
I mean, do I? Like, who's it hurting?
Me, my heart, my heart and
this
soul.
relationship.
All right. Well, here's how I'll stop lying. Our podcast listeners have to constantly fact check me, and if you
No.
catch me in a lie, you win my
He will
new
mail you a
adoration.
portable hard drive.
I will
Trenton
not.
will
I
shout you
just-
out on his live stream.
I might mention that someone called me out.
See, now you're lying right now.
No, I would do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about you
Unless
on the
I forgot.
podcast if you call out Oric. Like, and
Yeah.
I will personally like put you on a silver
He's
platter.
your
I'll be
insurance.
like, this man is a fucking god or woman. I don't know.
So I got one last sports question before we move on to the music part of our
No, no,
show.
It'll be baseball, or it won't be involved.
It's gonna combine the gaming and the sports for like one last little mashup. And it's
Esports.
just sort of. It's
Mayweather
just a
versus
simple little
Faker.
question.
Man.
How long? Faker is the number one League of Legends player. He's a skinny Korean kid.
Can he box while playing
He can click.
video games?
But so here's my question: How long? So, and this question isn't to necessarily say esports sport, whatever. I don't really care. But here's the question: How long until an esports athlete, someone that is a professional esports player, makes comparable money to people in the top 10 list on the list you were reading, Liam? How long do you guys think that? Because
10
it's
years.
not
20
an
years.
if, it's an inevitability.
Long
I
time.
say 10 years.
Yeah, I'd say 10 to 20.
Because I
'Cause-
think once we get to a point where, like, right now we're in, like, the beginning phases, and we have been for a while, but I think once we get past, like, level 1 of esports being a thing, it's gonna just explode. Like, once it becomes a little bit more commonplace, then it's gonna become really commonplace, and it's just gonna be, like new technology. It's gonna
Okay, so I have a important
develop
question.
faster and faster.
When are we getting Minecraft esports?
Yeah, for real.
Who can
Hey.
build a house faster?
But
Someone just
I'm
digs a hole
gonna-
and put a door on.
I'm just gonna throw it out here. The highest paid athlete of Cristiano Ronaldo is making nearly $100 million. So it's gonna take a fucking while for.
I didn't say number one. I just said on the list. So like number 10 even.
Right. Well, 10 is making $46 million per year.
Yeah, I'm
So,
going to stick with 10,
It's
15
gonna
years.
take a while.
I'll say
I mean,
10, 15 years. I
keep
think
in
it's going
mind
to
though,
explode.
all athletes don't get paid just from the actual games and their
Oh no,
team
this
sponsors,
includes
promotions,
his
et cetera.
endorsements. It's
Right.
called Ronaldo's. His base salary is $58 million, and
But
then
maybe that's
Messi's
why
35.
A-Rod's not on the list, because what I
Nope,
was
it's
referring to...
included.
What?
This is including.
No, I'm saying maybe that's why he's
just
not on
his
the list,
base?
because his base, like the money that the Yankees paid him, because I don't think he got many endorsements. I don't remember him showing up in Models anywhere in like
I mean,
cardboard.
that would
cutouts
make
or
sense,
anything.
seeming as how he was fucking surrounded by scandal every other
Yeah.
fucking day.
Yeah,
And
all
Cameron
the time.
Diaz.
Yeah. And Cameron Diaz. I saw. I don't know how I saw this, but I think it was on the stupid part of Snapchat where it's like, "Hey, let's spy on celebrities and pretend we're TMZ." I clicked on it and because I saw A-Rod, and he it was just a quick little clip of him giving. Who's he dating?
Selena
Not
Gomez.
Cameron Diaz anymore.
What, okay, you all just said something at the same time. I have no idea what you said.
I said
He's dating
someone.
Selena Gomez.
It's not Selena Gomez.
Selena.
Selena.
Whatever, the woman that he's with. And she was like shopping, and he just gave her a stern look and then pointed to his watch, and then that was the whole clip. It was funny.
You know what time it is?
I'm like, where are you late
Fuck.
to, A-Rod? Like, you're in LA, you don't play baseball. What are you running late for?
Maybe he's private coaching people, you know.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I mean,
Why the fuck would he do that?
I mean, he does work for the Yankees.
look,
now.
if you
Does he?
were,
What's he do?
Yeah. He is, I think he works with prospects.
Really?
Yeah.
So you said he was late?
No, literally as soon as he stepped down, they gave him a position.
Huh. I didn't
So what
know
happens
that.
if somebody's late
Why
to a
is he in
game?
LA?
They don't play.
I was reading
What
something
happens
where,
if someone is late to a game?
Yeah,
The-
I was reading
The
something
game,
where-
all 14,000 people or whatever, plus the millions watching. They all have to wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this week
is it
Marcel
millions,
Darius.
though,
Or no,
for
not
baseball?
this week, last week.
Probably. It's
Marcel
almost
Darius of
definitely
the Buffalo
millions.
Bills was late for the game and he just didn't fucking play.
Yeah.
Well, I was reading something where it was a CS:GO game, and I think the total pay was $70,000 if they won. 3 of their members showed up late and was
God damn.
penalized.
It's fucking
Huh?
dumb.
Yeah, and basically that lost them the game because they basically gave the other team was it 2 out of 3, and
Well,
they basically
it
give
could-
one team a win.
Goes to show you really don't have to be smart to be good at a video game.
Yeah.
That's why you get all the
Very little brain
cocksuckers that just
power.
say the N-word as a way to be funny, and it's just not.
Who are you talking about? It's the funniest word on the internet.
Right, yeah, I forgot. Not using original content, or at least
if
referencing
PewDiePie
something
says it,
of
then it's
interest.
funny.
Yeah, PewDiePie's allowed to say it. I'm allowed to say it too.
God, that whole thing is blown out of proportion.
It's
If I
kind of
made
crazy.
millions from
I mean, it's
YouTube,
stupid.
then I
He's
can say
stupid, but he's also not racist.
I don't think he's racist.
No, exactly.
I think he was just really.
There is a
frustrated.
difference between speech and intent, whether people like to admit it or not. They think that it's some underlying thing, like how psychiatrists will tell you that your dreams are all meaningful. They may or may not be. There's no way to prove one way or another, but it's not like a definite. Like, if I dream of something violent, it doesn't mean I am violent. And if I say something violent, it doesn't mean I'm going to do something violent.
That's true. That's true. I have a lot of dreams where I punch holes in walls. And
Damn it.
I'm not a violent human being.
Trey, did you just ask if I'm home?
Yeah, he sent that a while ago.
Oh, okay. I just got it. And it's a
God,
No, I
Yeah.
sent that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So for those who are not in this fucking conversation
are you
right
home?
now, Trey sent a message to Trenton, Oric, and I on our Facebook group asking, "Are you home?" About 5 minutes ago. We've been recording for I don't know how long, but you can see how long we've been recording.
Around an hour, I think now.
Yeah, we're very close to an hour.
It's a good question.
It is a pretty good question, though. You
Well,
gotta
here's
know
the
if
good
we're
answer, and it's my voice.
Are you home?
Yeah, are you home?
Yes.
Thank you.
Why are you fucking stressing us out like that, man? Quit it.
Hey, you guys know what else is home?
Sweet home.
A song that I heard one time. Let's get into music.
You
There's
have a song perpetually in your home?
No, there's a song called Home.
Oh.
Isn't it by the kid with a really unfortunate name? Philip Phillips?
Who the fuck is Philip Phillips?
Yo, I swear to God, he's a real person, and he has a really
Philip
unfortunate
Phillips
name.
does make music, yes.
Oh my god.
I don't remember what he
At
made,
least
but I know
it's memorable.
he has made.
Philip Phillips.
Oh, he made he made
the
the
Phillips
song
head screwdriver.
Home.
Holy shit.
Like
Yeah,
like
that's what I was saying.
that's that actual song. I know what you mean now. No, you're not alone. We're gonna make this place your home, and then they do the oohs, the ooh, that song.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure
he
you've
has a
heard
really unfortunate name because his fucking parents were like, "Our last name's Phillips. What's the worst possible name we can give our kid? Philip." Yeah, that's fucked up.
Dick Richard.
Dick Richard. So this week I'm going to suggest one of the instant classics, Wombology by X Sponge Core X.
The study of Wumbo. It's first grade
SpongeBob.
I don't remember. What did I recommend what did I say I was going to recommend?
I don't fucking know.
N for Mini and W for Wumbo.
Revolution will not be televised. I don't remember the artist. Hold on.
He'll find it out, but in the meantime, I'm gonna tell people a song to listen to, Paper Aeroplane. And it's not Airplane, it is Aeroplane, by Angus and Julia Stone.
Alright, The Revolution will not be televised by Gil Scott Heron.
And for you, Trey?
I'm gonna do Doomsday by MF Doom.
Doom.
I'm just gonna go ahead and...
Yo, I haven't even fucking shamelessly plugged yet.
Go ahead, Jesus.
If you guys want to check us out on places that other than this podcast, check us out on Twitter at Too Soon Podcast. We're on Facebook.com/Too Soon Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're Too Soon Podcast. If you want to download our podcast, hit up iTunes, Google Play, Libs, and Stitcher. If they want to fix their shit, tune in. It's called the Too Soon Crew at gmail.com is where you can email us your questions, email us your inquiries. If you want to sponsor us and give us money, hit us up. If you want to join us, talk to us sometimes, play games with us sometimes, hit up the Discord at discord.me/Too Soon Podcast. And then check out the playlist to listen to our beautiful music at the Too Soon playlist on Spotify. And last but not least, check out our good buddy Mallow. He is Tasty Melons on SoundCloud. And he makes
he did the music last week too.
he makes the music for us, and he is a gorgeous human.
Well, he makes
being.
it for himself. We use it.
Yeah, he makes the music for himself, and then we steal it, and then say that we're gonna give him traffic, but we don't because nobody ever listens to our podcast.
You know, it's funny. I was on his SoundCloud, and I thought he had a song that had hundreds of thousands of downloads. Like, holy shit, he's getting popular in SoundCloud. But then I realized that that's a track he like basically retweeted. So SoundCloud can be confusing because I don't ever use it that much.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
But thanks everybody for listening to the Too Soon Podcast, episode 22. We'll be back next week with another fresh episode post Irma, just like this one, post Irma.
Just like
every
this
episode
one.
from now on.
Yeah, until the next Hurricane Irma. This is post Irma.
Well, there's Hurricane Jose coming. We'll see if that one.
This is Jose. Danielle, can you bring him in your room? What the fuck is he barking at?